The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
The underlying economy is really quite strong.
By lots of measures, save for one, which is inflation, the economy in 2021 performed remarkably well.
And now they're saying going forward in 2022, it's going to even perform better. What are you, nuts? Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. This segment is sponsored by KDOW, AM 1220, San Francisco, KLFE, AM 1580, The Answer, Seattle. This is insane. This is insane. And today I'm watching as we have a severe, a dominant downtrend in the S&P, a dominant downtrend in the Dow. The NASDAQ, dominant downtrend. Small mid-cap stocks, crushed. They were crushed. And yet, you see people coming into the market buying on the dip. They have no idea what they're doing. Now, I'm not saying you can't make money in short term. Sure. Phil's Gang, our investors, we told them all last week and today to switch their charts. Use our what we call our Pro 1 chart, which they can invest in a stock and be guided along with that chart for 2 to 3, 4 days. But to get into a stock and stay in it long term, you got to be nuts because you're going against a huge downtrend. But yes, there's opportunities. You want to be in a stock for 2 to 3 days, but you got to know how to do that. You got to have skills to do that. You got to have the right charts to do that. You got to know what you're doing, or you get slaughtered. You got to know what you're doing. And if you don't know how to sell a stock short as they start pulling back again, you shouldn't even be in the stock market. But if you do know how to sell short, it doesn't matter if the market goes up or the market goes down. My members will benefit. My members are part of the 20% who consistently make money in the market, as opposed to the 80% who always lose money because they don't know what they're doing. They're depending on these dopes. They're depending on these idiots, especially the ones you hear on the fake business news network, who are coming out and telling us how great things are going to be in 2022. Now, when this is amazing how stupid these people are. Listen to what this guy said.
The underlying economy is really quite strong.
Really? Okay. And then this one.
By lots of measures, save for one, which is inflation, the economy in 2021 performed remarkably well.
Yes, because they're putting $125 billion into the stock market, into the economy every day to prop it up. Well, guess what's going to happen? That's all changing. They're going to be pulling that money out. They'll be pulling that money out. Remember, since 2008, they've been propping up the stock market, propping up the economy. They printed $125 trillion. They said, look, let's just print $125 trillion and we'll push the assets up, all the assets up of the rich. Let's not go into a recession. That's what's been going on. Now they're trying to tell us, oh, everything's okay again. I mean, they are trying to convince us, that we are now these jibber jabbers, that the bottom in the stock market was put in on January 24th. They're calling it the almost crash because I never see anything like it. On January 24th, remember the market went down 1,000 points. The end of the day went up 1,200 points. Next day the market was ready to crash again, went down something like 700 points. They came in, turned it around, pushed it back up 700 points. 5 days in a row they did that. For 5 days the market wanted to continue to crash, and they stopped it. The plunger team. We're talking about the Secretary of Treasury, the chair of the Federal Reserve, the chair of the SEC, and the chair of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. They're called the plunger team. And they came in and artificially, they intervened in the market and artificially pushed it up. But they can't keep it there, not with what they're going to do. Are you kidding? Most people have no idea what they're going to do. What does this mean, this tapering? Think about it. These corporations have been living off borrowed money. The biggest corporations during that, remember we had the crash from February 2020 to March 2020, went down 31%, the fastest in history. The market dropped. Never before has the market dropped so fast. Think about the biggest borrowers during that time. I mean, you had like Carnival Cruise Line. It was unbelievable the amount of money they were borrowing. $33 billion of total debt they are now sitting on. Are you kidding? That's almost triple what it had near the end of 2019. Boeing, their debt has doubled during that 2020 to 2021 during that pandemic. Their debt has tripled to $64 billion. Delta Airlines, their debt has doubled to $35 billion because interest rates were zero. But they still got to pay it back. So what interest rates are zero? Are you kidding me? That's like a guy who goes buys a car and he starts doesn't ask about the payment. He asks about the late payments. When you get that, it doesn't matter. When you're that much in debt, does it really matter what the interest is at that point? You're dead anyways. And guess what? Powell is raising rates at a time. Now think about this. At a time when the debt is at its highest, I just told you these few companies. At a time the valuations are so high of these companies, the valuations of these companies are nuts, are insane. At a time we have historic insider trading. At a time we have historic insider selling. We have historic margin debt. Never have we had $1 trillion of margin debt where we got what we call these tourist investors come in, don't know what they're doing. They're going to get rich, they think, on buying on a dip, buying on a dip. Keep listening to these fake business news networks. These dopes keep telling them, buying a dip, buying a dip. And they just jump in and buying a dip. They don't even know what the hell they're doing. And they're borrowing. They almost owe over $1 trillion. They're close to $1 trillion. We've never seen that before. Borrowing money to buy stocks. And that's at the same time corporate debt is at its historic high. At a time when, remember, these corporations like Carnival and Boeing and Delta and others, they gorged themselves during that pandemic, during that February 20th to say February 20th to January. They gorged themselves through all this debt. They couldn't pull themselves away from the table. They just get stuffing it in their faces. So we're at a time we got corporate debt's historic. We got we're at a point where our revenues are shrinking. At the same time, debt's going up. Their revenues are shrinking. What are you, nuts? And Powell's going to be raising rates. You got to be nuts. 30 seconds. And they're telling us, 2020 going to be a wonderful year. And then they tell us, boy, the underlying economy is quite strong. Well, of course it was, because companies like Carnival could go and borrow, double their borrowing to $33 billion. Boeing could double their debt to $64 billion. Delta Airlines could double their debt to $30 billion because they're paying zero interest. But now, what are they going to do? That's why, if you join my gang, you'll be part of the 20% who makes money consistently instead of 80% who lose money. Be right back after this break. Remember St. Jude.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang, sponsored by 860 AM, The Answer, in Tampa. At 9:30 a.m., The Answer, here in Sarasota, Florida, my hometown. In 93.7 FM, The Answer, also in Sarasota. So we got Sarasota covered pretty well. What a beautiful place Sarasota is. It's gorgeous here. It's a great place. Okay. So you're going to be... The fake business news network are going to take parking space in your head. Everything's okay. And remember, the people who are advising you, this is what gets me. This is really grinds my gears. Is they'll come out and tell you, and your advisor tell exactly what to do, and you're going to be just fine. Everything's going to be okay, they tell you. But here's the problem with that. The people who advise you have no fiduciary relationship with you. People in 401ks are so screwed. They have no idea how bad a 401k is. There's nobody there to protect you. There's nobody. Nobody is on your side.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
Partners and our shareholders, and that's it. Can you imagine that? You know, you got all this money in your 401k, you hope to retire, and there's no fiduciary relationship. That is really bad, isn't it? You're out you're on your own. That's crazy. And most people, they get their statements and they just throw them in a drawer. They have no idea. They think somebody's down there really working hard for them, when they're working hard against you. I mean, there's nothing worse than a 401k. Nothing. I mean, it's the biggest skimming operation in the world, 401ks. They skim money. I mean, the commissions are horrid. I mean, just terrible. And the worst thing about it, when the market does collapse, you got to sit there and just lose money. You can't do anything about it. You just can't do a thing about it. Isn't that awful? Just sit there and lose money. Just keep calling your broker. What should I do? They'll say, oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Really? Well, nobody's going to be fine, because it's over. The 14 years of all this free money has created such debt. When he starts raising these rates, Powell, when he raised these rates.
Steve Leisman had this chart out, which was just mind-blowing to me. 6 rate hikes are being priced in from now through February 2023 with greater than a 50% chance. So it goes 100% for the first 2, and then it goes to above 50 for the next 4. And we haven't seen that for the market to be, pretty much okay with that.
The market's not okay with that. What'd you do? Call Mr. Market and ask he's okay with that? No, the market is not going to be okay with 3 rate hikes. Never mind 5. Never mind 6. The market is going to totally collapse when they start raising rates. Imagine the same thing as this. Someone's on cocaine for 14 years. For 14 years, they're on cocaine. Now all of a sudden you're going to take the punch bowl away that's full of cocaine. For 14 years, they've been putting their head in that punch bowl. And they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. Yeah. Are you kidding? As I said, people have no idea what's going to happen. And nobody's telling you the truth. I am, but nobody else is telling you the truth. Oh, there's some people are. But not when you listen to these people on the fake business news network. They're not there to tell you the truth. That's not their job to tell you the truth. They're there to make sure that their advertisers, the majority of their advertiser, automobile companies, that you go and buy cars. Their job is to make you feel good so that you'll go and buy cars. That's what it's all about. Because they fight for the auto dealers. I mean, it is, you would not believe how vicious it is between CNBC and Bloomberg and Fox Business. They got to fight for Ford. And you know what's interesting about that? When their guests come on, you know how they have guests on these on Business Network, like Fox Business and CNBC, and they bring on these guests and they talk to them. If you check that guest, if you check his newsletter, more often than not, it's the opposite of what he's telling you on TV. That's right, the opposite. Because, see, before he goes on here, he's prepped. He's prepped to be upbeat, that everything's great, everything's terrific. Because remember, if you go on CNBC, he's got to be upbeat because they're competing with Fox Business to get Ford's advertising dollars. And Ford will track the amount of business. I don't know how the hell they do it, but the amount of business they're getting from CNBC compared to Fox Business. Are they selling more cars from Fox Business or CNBC? So the idea is that person coming on, he's got to be really, everything's got to sound great. Like this, exactly what you're hearing right now. Just like what these things, you know, these stupid. Here, listen. Here, I got a couple here for you. Listen.
Look, the economy is ready to explode. It's a rocket ship. It's ready to take off.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we do have a rocket ship economy right now.
Our economy is surging along. It's surging.
That was right before the market crashed in 2020 February. It dropped 31%. But that's how they got to speak. They're under tremendous pressure, or Ford's going to leave them, or GM's going to leave them, or Mercedes is going to leave them and go from Fox Business over to Bloomberg or CNBC. So it's interesting when you read these guys' newsletters, how they're so different than what they're saying on these programs. So look, join my gang, Phil's Gang. Go to philsgang.com, click where it says Get Started, sign up where it says Working Investor, and it's free for 10 days. And here's where you'll get the truth. And test this out for 10 days. What a difference it will make. You'll see. You'll be part of the 20% who makes money instead of the 80% who always loses money.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
PhilsGang.com is not the only way you can stay in touch with what we do throughout the day. With today's social media, you can stay up to date with Phil's Gang current events. You can find Phil's Gang on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and more. Phil's Gang Radio Show is broadcast live Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Periscope, and, of course, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Go to philsgang.com and find our social media buttons at the top left-hand corner of the site. philsgang.com and Phil's Gang Social Media, keeping you connected.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. This segment is sponsored by KSBN AM 1230, Spokane, Washington. Okay, so everybody's wondering what's going to happen. They're going to be raising rates. It's going to take the market down, but it doesn't matter as long as you know how to sell a stock short. This is what we do every day here at Phil's Gang. Our members can do both. Now, we have a group of members who don't come to class. Very seldom they come to class, okay, because they're very busy. They work hard, and they just can't do it. So what they do is join, when you hear me say join the gang free for 10 days, just click where it says get started and make sure you hit that you want to be joining the Working Investor Group, because the Working Investor Group is ideal, because the Working Investor Group, that's a portfolio, our gang member portfolio. And in that portfolio, we have stocks that we manage. And every day, and we start, this is no lie, every day we start at 4 o'clock in the morning around here, and we make sure that portfolio, what's most important to us here at Phil's Gang, and our priority is set on making sure our members don't lose money. Our effort, we have big effort in that. Because, as I always tell everybody, our members stay with us for a very long time. They'll never leave you. As long as they don't lose money, they'll stay with you forever. The taking care of them, the making of it, that takes care of itself. That's like when you practice all week for a football game or a baseball game, right? I mean, it just kills you. But then when the game comes, it takes care of itself. When finally game day comes, it's like you're on vacation, right? After practicing all week. But we do something better. We run the ball for you. You don't even have to run the ball. Every day at 2 o'clock, Steve, who's the head of our education department, takes every stock in our portfolio and he reviews it. He records every day at 2 o'clock each stock, tell you exactly what to do. So you come home from work at night, you have supper. Let's say you're following Caterpillar, okay? And all of a sudden you click on Caterpillar and the chart will show up and he'll show you exactly what to do, like he's sitting right next to you.
Looking at Caterpillar continue to hold your 6 shares short here, stop at 206.43. Everything here looks good. The daily.
I mean, he tells you what to do. He tells you how many shares to start with. Tells you when to get out, when to get in. But here's the beautiful part. When Caterpillar starts going down, you don't just say, get me out, it's going down, get me out before I get killed. No. Your position is just switched so you're making money as it goes down. The same way you make money going up. Only 20% of people make money in the stock market because of that. Only 20% of people know how to make money as the stock goes down. And our effort around here is to make sure you know how to do that. And all you have to do is follow our instruction. If you're following Caterpillar, but you can't come in any of our classes, just do exactly what you're told, and you'll be fine. Now, let's talk about what's going on here. We are being lied to every day as to where the economy is. The economy is in horrific shape because for 20 years we haven't been producing anything. That's right, we have not been producing anything. What we have been doing for 20 years is artificially printing all this money to keep yields down, to keep pushing the tech stocks up so that we could enrich the very wealthy. Because when you keep those artificial rates down, you push those down, the assets they own keep going up in value. So they want inflation. They want inflation. People don't understand. When they hear, inflation, how bad it is. They want it. The people on CNBC want it. Pelosi wants it. The people in Congress want high inflation because they get wealthy because of the assets they own. Whether it's exotic real estate, whether it's copper, diamonds, whatever. They want that inflation. So here we are now, 14 years later, it's over. Powell's raising rates. The game's over. Inflation's not 7%. They're liars. It's 15%. It's going to be so hard for these corporations who for 14 years been taking so much debt on, historic debt, and they've been paying no interest. Now they got to meet these interest payments. Are you kidding me? And you think the market's just going to go on as it always has, like these two dopes tell you. This is what really gets me. When they come on and lie and tell you
the underlying economy is really quite strong.
No, it was quite strong for 14 years because they were printing $125 trillion and taking that money and making sure the market would never come down. And as a result, your gasoline's at $3.54. Your beef's up 45%. You know all the numbers because of that. Now with inflation at its high, and these stocks at an all-time high, and there's nothing supporting them. It's all air. And corporate debt has increased by $11 trillion. The total debt shot up to more than 55% of our GDP, our economic GDP. What are you, nuts? And the Federal Reserve, their buying of treasuries is what supported this corporate debt. No more. It's over. The easy money is over. So how can Wall Street project a great 2022? Are you nuts? With inflation running this hot? At the same time, the Fed is going to start tapering, pull the punch bowl back, raising rates, increasing the cost of borrowing for corporations, which they have not seen in 14 years. Let me tell you, the boardrooms are going to be some interesting discussions. They lie. The fake business lie. Networks lie to us. We are being told there will be no recession, even though in the past 5 crashes, what those 5 crashes all had in common, right before the crash, we had one of the 5 signals that tells you a crash is on deck. The most consistent and showed up before the 1987 crash, just before the dot-com crash, just before the 2008-2009 housing financial crash, just before the 2018 crash, just before the 2020 COVID crash, is disposable income has turned negative. In 2021, going to 2022, our disposable income is a net negative $2 trillion. Are you nuts? When that happens, you always go into a deep recession and you always go into a crash, but they're not going to tell you that. So what we've been doing here at Phil's Gang for the last 14 years is making sure we always have a good mix of stocks. Example, we've been making out very, very well and staying in the oil sector. Now, when I give you these numbers, I'm not saying every gang member made these gains, because I don't know where every gang member made. But I know this, if they followed our instructions, didn't go off the warpath, okay, or the reservation, Exxon up 25%, Chevron 17%, OIH, which is a service, up 21%, Schlumberger up 15%. And then on the other side, we were shorting the housing market. 23% went down, the housing. We made 23% on the way down. The ETF for housing, 12%. Lennar, we shorted that 19%. We always have a nice mixture. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Hit where it says click here to get started. Join where it says Working Investor Group. Free.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these 2 committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to philsgang.com, where we stream live on YouTube and Rumble. That's right. We stream live on both YouTube and Rumble. Now, you know, I hate, and, you know, after I did that, after I, you know, how we were up 25% Exxon and Chevron 17 and oil services 21, then on the opposite side, we started to short the builders like Toll Brothers. They went down 23%, which was a beautiful profit. Lennar 19%. I hate doing that because I don't want you to think that every gang member makes that. You know, the ones who don't make that are the ones who don't pay attention to us. A person will join the gang and will say to them, okay, you're now in the working investor group. You have access to two portfolios. You have the working investor portfolio, and you have access to my personal portfolio. And all you have to do is copycat what we do. And Steve does that for you every day. He tells you exactly what to do with each stock in our portfolios. How can you go wrong? But they do. They just won't listen. We'll say, for example, start out with just a Scout. A Scout's just one share. Because if I'm going to do a position trade, I'm waiting for a certain pattern to come to me. That's why we call it position. I position myself and I wait patiently for a certain pattern. Then when that pattern comes, my chart, which nobody else has because the chart, I'm sorry, the charts are patented, okay? And the chart will turn green to buy or turn red. It'll give you a signal, okay, start selling short. Once you get that selling short phase, that is so easy. And Steve will give you the instruction what to do. If he's going to short Schlumberger, he'll show you, okay, here's what you do. Here's how you start. God, you don't have to do, there's no big process to it. And it's so maddening because 80% of people lose money in the market because they're always, first they have too many stocks. And when you have too many stocks, it gets crazy. Like your 401ks have way too many stocks because they just burn and churn you. in your 401k. Do you know the 401ks, why they're rotten to the core? That's not me saying it. I got that from the fellow who started the 401k, Brenner. He hates the 401k. He started it because, like he said, it's become a casino. It's become a skimming operation. I mean, all these hidden fees. You got 28 of them. And you're just not going to have a comfortable retirement. You know what they did? When they screwed us and took the pension away from us, where we had defined guaranteed benefit plan, which we were guaranteed when we retire, there would always be enough money to take care of our retirement. We never had to think about it. The 401k is rotten to the core because it's not a defined guarantee benefit plan. It's a contribution plan, which they screw you. You have no guarantee there's going to be adequate money for your retirement. They don't even have a standardized education program. Pension funds did, because they don't want you asking them questions about their hidden fees. I mean, think how corrupt they are. The real cost to a 401k, think about it. Deduct 2% a year for investment costs, pay 1/4 of what's left to Uncle Sam, lose another 2% to inflation. It's more than that now. Okay, God, it's actually 15%, but we'll use 7. You lose 7% to inflation. Do you know it's going to take you like 101 years? 101 years to get your money back. So in other words, you're going to be left with 1% a year if you're lucky. After all your costs, hidden costs, your return is 1% a year. It's going to take you 100 years, 70 years to double your money. Now, we don't have all the answers, but I'm telling you, if you just join the gang for 10 days at no cost and just see what we do, and you'll end up with just following 5 stocks, 4 stocks all year long, like professionals do. Professionals don't have more than 4 or 5 stocks. That's it. Because when they get out of the stock, because they think it's going down, they just switch their position and make money on the way down. How neat is that? We have 5 signals that tell us when a crash is on deck. Negative disposable income, which we now have. Raising rates when inflation is high. We have that. Margin debt, people borrowing money to buy stocks. Historic high, $1 trillion, or nearly $1 trillion, just under it. Now soon, you're going to see, and we're already seeing it, there's another one that tells you crash is on deck. You're going to see a rapid rotation. We see it right now in the market, where investors are starting to increase their positions in value stocks, like banks and energy and so forth, and materials and that sort of thing, and they switch out of growth stocks, like the big tech stocks. When you see that, it's over. When they're rotating out of tech and going into healthcare, are you nuts? But we'll make sure that we're in that right position, no matter what happens. The disposable income is a killer. Right now, we have $2 trillion in negative disposable income, and as I told you, I swear, look it up yourself. The one thing that these crashes all have in common was the disposable income. Negative net disposable income. 1987 crash, right before it, .com right before it, right before the housing financial crash, right before the 2018 crash, which I predicted would happen and it did, right before the February 2020 COVID crash, and right now, this moment. Now, they're telling us not to worry. They're tapering back to 125 trillion. Nothing's going to happen. No big deal. Are you nuts? That's like saying, okay, I'm going to go bet on a jackass that's in a thoroughbred race. Are you kidding? To say it's no big deal? We have a jackass in a thoroughbred race? I think that's a pretty big deal. Or how about betting on Jimmy Johnson at a NASCAR race, and you find out he's at the starting line and the ground crew forgot to fill his fuel tank. There's no fuel, and they forgot to change the flat tire in the back. But it's no big deal. That's how catastrophic this is when they start raising these short-term rates in March. When you hit those, your credit card's going to go up. Everything's going to go up. Your auto loan's going to go up. Your home improvement loan's going to go up. So these 5 signals that we have, remember, this is just one. We got 4 other signals. And they're telling us it's on deck. But what do we care? Instead, what do? They come out every day and they feed you, the fake business networks, and the guests who come on, they feed you this upbeat. They come on and they got us hope and optimism. Boy, this is going to be a great year. See, I don't care if it's a great year or not. My members don't have to worry if it's a great year or not. Phil's gang members don't have to worry if it's a great year or not. Because we make as much money when it's not a great year as we make when it's a great year. Because we're not stuck sitting there just sitting going long all the time, buying stocks. I mean, that's like having a car, and you buy a car and you have no reverse, just forward. What are you, nuts? And they lie to the viewers all the time. One thing about Vardy, at least one day he finally got so upset, he finally became honest. He said, don't follow him for any advice, because he's always wrong. He's always wrong. Look, why don't you do this? Join my gang for the 10 days. It's free. Go to philsgang.com, click where it says Get Started, sign up where it says Working Investor. Sign up for the Working Investor program. And Master program is made so easy because Steve tells you every day exactly what stock to be in and what to do, when to take profits, when to short. There's nothing but, and it's fun. And please help St. Jude. It's all about St. Jude. Please help St. Jude when you're making money, okay? Hey, I'll see you on the charts. Join my gang free for 10 days. And have some fun with us.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.